someone got a hold of daddy's credit card and decided to start their own fight organization. And that's how we ended up with the GFL, with an average median age of like 37 or something. I think it's 35.6 actually.
Oh, is that a real stat?
Yeah, it's just Robelas to Spain bringing it down. No, it's actually like 35.
That's insane.
We thought that we would help out the GFL because at Dawson's Corner, while we're also here for the fans, we're also here for charity. You know, we are going to do some charity work and recommend you some signings that you guys should be making for the GFL.
Yeah. And if you need commentators who know exactly what they're talking about, you guys can always hit us up. Link in description.
Yeah.
GFL managers, we know you're watching. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. We have a lot of great picks for this. I don't know. Some of them are like, I could actually see these people going to the GFL. Also, GFL, to clarify, Global Fight League, it isn't, I don't think it's actually a real thing. There's no way that we're getting Shogun Hua fighting. Like, that's just not.
Well, the thing is that the GFL was able to draft whoever they wanted.
Yeah.
These guys aren't necessarily signed to the GFL.
Yeah, but then they have like these AI gladiator like videos.
So they drafted people, and now there's like people like declining it. They're like, I'm not gonna fight for this crap.
I'm not gonna fight for a chicken nugget.
I'm actually not gonna fight for this organization because I'm not worthy of the GFL. You know, sign our paychecks, GFL.
So true.
All right, you want to start off with your first fighter?
Yeah, I also have a fight that could headline their first pay-per-view event. So
I have one too.
Okay, all right. Well, yours can be co-main, bitch. Yours can be co-main.
No,
mine is an iconic main event. First fighter.
I actually have two. Okay, can we actually book a pay-per-view too?
Booking the GFL's first pay-per-view? That'd be good. Okay, first fighter. Most obvious pick that you could ever have. Someone who's talked about retirement from the UFC already. It works out perfectly. Anthony Smith.
Okay, I really considered him, but I just couldn't do it.
Really?
I just couldn't. I was like...
I thought for sure this was like number one.
No.
Yeah.
I was just like... It just hurt. I was like, I don't even want to see him fight again in the UFC.
No, me neither. But I mean, if you look at the guys that GFL signing, they do not.
He's right up there.
Yeah, he's the perfect candidate.
Yeah,
40 plus fights. You know, that's the minimum you have to sign with the GFL. You have to be really experienced. They don't want any of this 30 fight crap. You know, you got to have lots of fights. So
yeah,
Anthony Smith is the perfect pick. I think he would be the light heavyweight king of that division. And he could finally get his title that he's been talking about. So, Anthony Smith, you're signed.
Okay, my first one. If I'm the GFL and I'm serious, this is the first person you call. And you give this person a blank check and say, whatever you want. We are serious about this. You call him up. He's a former UFC champion.
Don't steal my pick. Please
He's
don't.
Also a former one champion.
This is like we're doing our own draft for the GFL. That's how we should have done this. No changing it now.
That would have been funny. But it's Demetrius Johnson.
Oh, okay. Wow. No, the GFL could never afford this guy.
How do you know? They have somehow money. I don't know who is paying for this.
It's monopoly money.
Because it's not like it's like Saudi money, because I think that's just all PFL. So it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But Demetrius Johnson, recently retired this year. You want to make a splash. You want to say that you're a legit contender inside of mixed martial arts. You call it Demetrius Johnson.
No, I thought you were saying Demetrius Johnson, if he wants to be called a legit martial artist, he calls up the GFL.
No.
The Global Fight League is where it's at. No, I did not put Demetrius Johnson on my list because he ain't ever coming back. But someone who has already came back out of retirement, and I've wanted them to retire for a long time, but the more I thought about it, I really think that they should actually start moving to the GFL. It's Jose Aldo.
Okay, I considered him.
This dude is going to be...
Wait, are all of your guys active inside of the UFC?
No.
Okay, because I was like, I don't have a single active UFC fighter.
Oh, really? Okay, I have quite a few. But no, with Jose Aldo, he is just a perfect candidate to switch to organizations. I think he just came back to the UFC for the paycheck. You know, why else? He's not going to become bantamweight champ. So if GFL can actually offer him like a legit bag to fight some cans, he's going to be featherweight GFL champ. And that's so prestigious. You know, forget the 14 titles he won in the UFC. GFL title is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. One thing that I want to do inside of the GFL is we're building up this flyweight division. All right. And the next.
Why are you building up the worst division, dude?
Because it's where we're going to have the best name value and the best fighters.
Okay.
The next fighter we're calling up, someone who Dana just let out to hang, to dry. You know what? He didn't care about this guy. And you know what? No one's willing to give this guy a chance. So the GFL, go out and sign Muhammad Makayev.
I thought about it.
Go and do it.
Yeah.
He's got nowhere else to fight. This guy said he'd fight for free inside of the UFC.
Yo, that's
Life hack. Life hack.
GFL, you need to hire us, man. We could be your agents. We'll get Makayev on the phone.
But-
hey, you said you fight for free. Put that in writing.
And here's the thing is, if you're the GFL, you know he's not staying long term, but you're going to offer him as long of a contract as you can. You're like, oh, you know what, Muhammad? We want you to have some security. 30-fight contract.
Job security.
30-fight contract.
That's so funny.
What kind of pay structure? 10 and 10. So I got to fight 30 times this year?
$10. All right. Third fighter in the GFL roster. It's going to be Jared Cannonier.
Okay.
He's going to bring up the average fight age a little bit. You know, he's 40, 41 right now, taking a bit of a dive. If he loses to Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop, in his next Fight Night main event, you truly are cooked, and it's time to head to the GFL. I think he could be a serious middleweight contender. I think he'd be a great fighter for them because he has name value. He's a stand and bang kind of guy. I just think it's a really logical signing. I don't think he's the type of guy to want a lot of money either. Yeah, I just think it's great. And I could just see him in that medieval armor, you know?
Yeah, that AI generated stuff.
Exactly.
All right, my next guy. He is going to be the final guy adding to this flyweight division that I'm building up inside of the GFL.
You're crazy.
You know what? I've seen this guy in armor before. This green suit of armor. May have been a Ninja Turtle shell.
Mbappe?
It's our goat.
You signed Mbappe to the GFL?
John Dodson. Better.
Oh, my God.
Bare knuckle flyweight champion. UFC GOAT, Demetrius Johnson's greatest rival. We're carrying that over into the GFL. That's going to co-main event the first GFL pay-per-view. Demetrius Johnson versus John Dodson versus Muhammad Makayev triple threat flyweight match.
Wait, so are they all in the cage at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a true Coliseum type.
Yeah,
fight.
and once you're knocked out or submitted, you have to leave the cage, and then we go down to 2.
I
So
like
it's not first person to win, it's whoever can last the longest. That's how real life is. It's not about winning the battle, it's about winning the war.
I actually watched Gladiator 1 last week. It was so good. What an iconic film.
Do you have John Dodson on your list?
Are you not entertained?
Do you have John Dodson on your list?
No.
Why?
Because John Dodson he's above GFL. He's so above that.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, also, I made a rule right now. I just thought of a new rule for the GFL. You know how in Gladiator, there's the classic, win the crowd, win your freedom. If you get they'll have a decibel meter on the side. If you get the crowd chanting your name to a certain decibel meter, you get a bonus.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's fire.
I know.
Extra $10.
Anyways, I'll move on to my next person. Someone who's on a bit of a skid in the UFC right now. I've done a lot of active fighters. This is my last active fighter, I promise. Everyone else is retired. Tai Tuivasa, the GFL heavyweight champ. Tai Tuivasa. How good does that sound?
That does sound good.
Yeah.
I do like that. Might be my favorite pick of yours so far.
I just love the idea of Tai Tuivasa. I don't know how they'd get the belt around his waist.
Yeah.
But
They don't have belts.
What do they have? Rings? They have infinity stones?
No, they just you get a pat on the back.
Oh.
They added AI generated.
But yeah, I think Tai Tuivasa, he doesn't have much of a career left in the UFC, so bring him over to the GFL, make a bit of money, and have some hype. You get the whole Australian fan base for the GFL because they'll follow Tai Tuivasa to the death, and I'd love it. Yeah, love to see it.
All right, my next guy, middleweight fighter. He's 10-5 in his professional mixed martial arts career. He's a pound for pound #1 fighter in bare knuckle. David Mundell.
Who is David Mundell?
He's the pound for pound #1 in bare knuckle.
I've never heard of this guy.
Well, trust me, he's great. I think he's like 9-1 in bare knuckle.
Okay, that's pretty
But
good.
and in terms of MMA, 10-5, number one pound for pound in bare knuckle.
Is this another one of your? Oh no, you said middleweight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were picking all flyweights.
no.
You're just building a 10-seat roster for the flyweight division.
This was a serious pick. Like,
Okay.
go and sign this guy.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, then I'll hit you back with another serious pick. Okay.
All my picks have been serious.
Well, I'd beg to differ, but this is a legit pick. Okay, it's Glover Teixeira. This dude would crush the light heavyweight division if he came back. He's expressed his interest in fighting again. You know, in some videos with Pereira, Pereira's like, "Oh man, you got to get back into it because you're still so good." And Glover's like, "Yeah, maybe one day." Like he'd actually consider it. I think Glover's probably 43 by now, right? Like probably.
Yeah. Oh, maybe 44.
Yeah, maybe 44. So he'd be right in that perfect sweet spot.
Yeah, he's in the
age
prime.
range. He's in prime.
GFL prime.
He's in his GFL prime, as they say, and I think he does just still have so much left in him. I think honestly, the competition would not be good enough for him in the GFL. I think he'd just be too good. Imagine Glover Teixeira versus Shogun Rua in 2025. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get higher level in MMA.
No,
than
it does. Just wait.
that. Okay. Well, I have picks, man. I have good.
I got picks.
I have good picks.
All right. My next guy. He's the number 2 ranked middleweight in the bare knuckle division. All right.
Stop poaching bare knuckle, man. They need their division.
But this guy, you know what? He has had a career where he's 14-8, so not the best, but he just really has never been able to get over the big loss to Jake Paul. I got Mike Perry here.
Oh, Mike Perry's the king of bare knuckle.
Mike Perry should be in GFL.
Yeah.
That dude just screams GFL. Like, little bit of name value, no skill, sign him up.
He has skill. He's actually decent.
He's not bad.
He's not bad for a bare knuckle fighter.
But he looked so bad in that Jake Paul fight.
Did you see? Well, yeah, that's boxing. Did you see Stevens knock out Eddie Alvarez in bare knuckle?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, or not knockout. I guess knocked down twice. But I can't believe that he still has longevity. Like, how did he knock down twice Eddie Alvarez? Crazy. I don't know.
Eddie Alvarez is old.
Conor McGregor. So is Jeremy Stevens. So Conor McGregor in those face-offs at bare knuckle, he's coked out of his mind. Have you seen him? Like, he's like, he pretends he's part of the face-off behind them, and he's like looking at them and just like freaking out.
I want to add Conor to my list.
Man, he's probably gonna buy the GFL soon.
Honestly, and just combine it with bare knuckle.
Yeah, that'd be hype. The GFL's marketing with bare knuckles fights. Because the bare knuckle fights are actually good.
And
like,
the GFL's marketing is kind of good. The way that they drafted the teams, I kind of like that.
yeah, Tyron Woodley, first draft pick.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, next fighter. Ooh, I have some juicy picks. I'm just trying to decide who you guys should get to hear first. Cowboy Cerrone.
Oh, that's my next one.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, he's expressed again more interest in wanting to fight, but Dana's like, we do not want this guy back on the roster.
It's a liability.
Yeah.
He might die in the ring.
For sure. I think the GFL would want him though.
Oh, you take the risk on Cowboy.
Oh, for sure. And if you're not testing, Cowboy's your guy.
Oh, GFL ain't testing.
Cowboy could be middleweight champ if they're not testing.
I guess he would fight a
Welterweight?
middleweight.
Or-
I think we used to fight a welterweight, but I think his weight now he'd fight a middleweight.
Yeah, surely.
He's
Because, 45-year-olds don't want to cut weight. They actually don't have, they don't have weight cuts.
they
in the
bulk up to their division. I was asking I was asking Snapchat AI to help me come up with
Am I cute?
no.
Rate me 1 to 10.
No, I was asking Snapchat AI to ask me come up with categories for our award predictions because I was like, I had 7. I was like, I need an 8 even number. I was like, give me 50 ideas. One of them, weight cut of the year.
That's cooked. That's such a bad idea.
I was like, it's just taking UFC terms
Yeah.
and throwing them in of the year.
Who had the best best weight cut, I guess?
Yeah.
Who had the best Armin Sarukian, best weight cut of the year?
Maybe. My note, big name, UFC won't let back.
Wow. Why use many word when few word do trick? Okay, moving on. heavyweight fighter. We're really building up this
I
heavyweight.
didn't have any heavyweights.
Okay, well, guess what? Stipe Miocic.
I thought about it, but it's like
Bring him back. Bring him
he fits
back.
right in.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he's probably got some good friends fighting in the GFL.
Yeah, and dude, imagine the promo he'd cut for the GFL.
Stipe versus Tai Tuivasa for the heavyweight belt. Who wins that fight? I mean, Tai Tuivasa's ranked higher on Tapology.
Honestly, that is a toss-up matchup. Who would win Tai Tuivasa versus Stipe Miocic in 2025? Let us know in the comments. That's the question everyone wants to know. GFL rules only, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
All right, my next guy, a guy recently released by the UFC alongside Tony Ferguson.
Rip.
I don't know if anyone wants to see this guy. He's not that entertaining, but he has some name value. So it's Clay Guida. You know, he's 38 and 25.
Wait, Clay Guida was released?
Yeah, him and Tony Ferguson, or they parted ways or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he's gone after losing to Chase Hooper.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Also, come on, why did Tony Ferguson leave for the GFL? What, like, why not leave in a fight?
Why not leave for the PFL?
It's mind blowing to me.
Maybe he thought he was getting an offer from something else.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, fight offer? Okay.
Doesn't even read who it's from. He just sees it in his inbox.
Who's the best
fight offer?
Who's the best lightweight in the GFL?
He'd be welterweight.
Would he be welterweight in the GFL?
Yeah, he's not making lightweight.
Well, then him versus he saw Tyron Woodley fight offer.
Wait, oh, that's so bad, dude. That's
And he was like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. How many more do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But my last one's a two-parter because they're fighting each other in the main event of GFL 1.
Okay, well, one of mine's a two-parter. Okay, should we say...
I have one more,
okay,
and then I have my two-parter.
Okay. I'll say my last person who the GFL is signing, and then I'll say my matchup. The GFL has contacted Saudi Arabian sources to get $2 billion to sign this fighter. You know, they were thinking, how can we make the lightweight division really stand out in the GFL? Because the UFC has such a strong lightweight division, and I just don't know how you could ever compete with it unless you got the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov, to fight for the GFL. And he's
so stupid. Fucking stupid.
And he gets $2 billion more.
I mean, when people are down in the dumps and they're in debt, they do bad things. Mm-hmm. People do risky things on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Imagine in the training camps, you get the reporters. Khabib, can you tell us about who you're fighting next? Brother.
I take on whole division. Team Los Angeles.
Nobody checked GFL grappling, brother. It'd just be so peak.
Oh, that would be terrible. I thought about putting Usman.
Usman or Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, but I think that this might be a step down.
Yeah.
But it might be a step up in money. I just don't know how much GFL fighters getting paid because the roster's already pretty big.
They're getting paid in Bitcoin tokens.
All right. One of my last guys, record of 19-2 in his mixed martial arts career.
Wow.
He'd fight in either middleweight or welterweight, whatever one is more suiting for his weight.
Shavkat Rakhmonov?
One of the most legendary one and Bellator fighters ever.
Ah.
He might have some animosity with another guy in the locker room. It's Ben Askren.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When I've seen of Ben Askren, I don't think he has much brain power left.
Well, that's perfect for the GFL.
Sign the dotted line right here, Ben.
41 CTE. Him and Tony Ferguson going to put on a legendary performance.
You know what's crazy is we didn't have like any of the same fighters.
No, which is awesome.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have all the same.
We only had Cowboy. He's our only one. And now it's time for the main event of GFL 1.
Okay, so I'll give my main event first. My main event... Oh, this is literally cinema. Okay?
Right.
Peak cinema. Everyone is tuning into this fight. I'm telling you, this does 20 million pay-per-view buys.
Okay.
Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren 2. GFL 1 headliner main event.
That's a good shout.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe you said Ben Askren right before me, but I just think this is the perfect. Jorge Masvidal wants to come back to MMA. Ben Askren, I think if he sees 7 zeros at the end of a email, I think he's going to take that fight.
Even if there's no 1 or 2 or 3, just zeros.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. All right. Let me set the stage.
All right.
The lights go out in the backyard of whoever's house we're doing this at. I'm talking about the GFL fight.
Yeah.
The ring is in the backyard.
Yeah.
We see a chariot, AI-generated chariot,
All right.
going down the street.
Okay.
Sitting on that chariot in AI-generated armor. It's Jake Paul. He wants to get into MMA. There's no better place than the GFL. Next, we see his opponent coming in on an AI-generated horse. He has taken this horse all the way from Brazil. Next thing you know, spiders crawl all over the screen and it goes black.
Oh my
we don't see this hooded man on the horse. That hooded man, Anderson Silva. The main event of GFL 1, Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva.
The rematch.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think that's a certified banger.
Yeah. MMA would be better than boxing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Anderson Silva didn't even do that bad in boxing.
But imagine you get those kicks in there.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's cooked.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's no question. Jake Paul's cooked.
In MMA, Jake Paul's not winning that fight.
But because it's Jake Paul, everyone's going to watch.
Exactly. And it's Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
One of the most legendary names in UFC history. You want to make a name for yourself, GFL? You just got to sign us. We actually came up with like good things here.
Yeah. I think we got the job, honestly. I'm going to send this video to GFL owner. I don't know what to call it.
It's just someone.
It's just an AI chatbot.
Yeah. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys had just as much fun with this video as we did. Like, this was super fun. Lucas texted me about making this video last night, and I immediately was like, oh, it's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Even if no one watches this video,
Still bangers.
still a banger.
Good classic.
Go down to the comments. Let us know who you think the GFL should sign. While you're down there, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. We appreciate all the love. See you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.